St. Thomas University Digital Journalism and New Media present.
Welcome to this week's Basement Files. I'm Shannon Nickerson.
I'm Jessica Saunier.
And I'm Mariana Calvache, and here are today's top stories. First up, we have Hannah Rutherham escaped from the province following the popping of the Atlantic bubble.
Next, a look behind the scenes into the government's process for COVID-19 updates.
We also have a debrief of Fredericton's move to the orange phase.
With a different story in mind for this week, reporter Hannah Rutherham realizes COVID-19 can cause some unexpected challenges for reporters. In order to make it home for Christmas, she got out of New Brunswick within an hour of the Atlantic bubble's end.
At a press conference held on Thursday, the government of New Brunswick announced Fredericton would return to orange phase, and the bubble between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick was no more as of midnight. I was sent into a panic, and I began packing without knowing how or if I could get home for Christmas. My coworker Laura called me. She was also in a panic.
And I called probably like 4 people, screaming, crying, not knowing what was going on. I checked Steve Murphy's Twitter. That sent me into a bigger spiral.
I created a group chat with my friends from the Aquinian, who also lived in Nova Scotia, and we started deciding what to do. I left my apartment within an hour and a half of hearing the news. I couldn't say bye to my roommate, and I knew I probably forgot so many things. I could only bring one bag, and it stayed on my lap until we made it to a hotel in Truro.
I absolutely hate driving in the dark because I am paranoid and I am anxious, and I think every shadow is a person walking across the highway, but I managed to do it. By the time we got to the hotel, I was exhausted. It was an exhausting day.
The hotel was fun. We accidentally ordered food to a Comfort Inn in Fredericton instead of Truro, and Laura fell off the bed at least twice. We tried to do some work, but didn't get much done. The next morning, my dad picked Laura and I up while Shannon and Jasmine drove the opposite direction. It was maybe a 4-hour drive, but we got some music going to lessen the boredom. Laura and I both lived in Cape Breton, so the drive situation worked out well.
I basically packed my whole life into this little duffel bag here for the next few months, so we're going to see how that goes.
When we crossed the causeway into Cape Breton, I felt relief. I was going to be able to spend Christmas with my family. I'm safe and sound in Cape Breton now. COVID-19 has brought lots of shocks and surprises, but this is just one to add to the books. Oh, and I'm reunited with my cat Sunny. This is Hannah Rutherham for Stu Journalism.
Ever since COVID-19 appeared in the province of New Brunswick, the provincial government has been providing residents with updates on the pandemic. Jamie Humphrey has a look behind the scenes about what goes on into these conferences.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's update on COVID-19 in New Brunswick.
When you go online or check out a news site, this is what you see. Every time there's new information to share about COVID-19, a news conference is held at the Chancery Place in downtown Fredericton. But there's much more to it than just Premier Blaine Higgs and Dr. Jennifer Russell speaking and answering questions from reporters.
There's many people working behind the scenes, getting everything edited, translated, printed, and all of these things can happen over the course of several hours on the day of a press conference.
Alexandra Davis is a communications officer who writes speeches for the Premier for COVID-19 conferences.
So when it comes to the speech writing, it's kind of just about being ready to kind of go all day from the morning until the news conference at usually around 2:30.
There's only 11 people allowed in the conference room in accordance with health guidelines. Reporters are no longer in the room. Now there are 3 camera operators. One of them controls the feed to the media. Reporters now have to call in to ask their questions.
Bobby G. McKinnon, CBC.
There are also people who work the social media outside the room to monitor the YouTube live stream, as well as someone who monitors the social media comments. Conference days are busy days in the office, with lots of people working together to make sure things run smoothly in order to provide information to the public. For Stu Journalism, this is Jamie Humphrey.
As the rest of Canada has been battling the second wave of COVID-19, Atlantic Canada has been lucky with its small numbers. But as cases climb, it means enforcing more restrictions. Aaron Sousa reports.
St. Thomas University was a ghost town on Friday after Fredericton joined the St. John and Moncton regions in the orange recovery phase. After 12 new cases of COVID-19 across New Brunswick, Public Health made the decision on Thursday. Effective Friday, residents must restrict their contacts to a single household bubble and wear a face mask indoors and out. Most businesses, however, can stay open as long as they follow a COVID-19 operational plan. These include banks, restaurants, hair salons, and churches. Chief Medical Health Officer Dr. Jennifer Russell says she has seen cases emerge through schools, pubs, health facilities, and large gatherings. Russell says New Brunswickers under 30 make up half of the province's active case count, spreading the virus through socializing.
This has been a major contributor to the spread of the virus here and elsewhere in Canada. But as I said, it is happening with people without people knowing, because they are spreading the virus while they are contagious without necessarily having symptoms or having very, very mild symptoms. So it is very important that people get tested at the earliest sign of symptoms.
The rising number of cases has also signaled the end to the Atlantic bubble. Any travelers coming from outside New Brunswick must pre-register and self-isolate for 14 days on arrival. Exemptions are available, however, for commercial vehicles, business and medical trips, and child custody. While community transmission hasn't been a factor, Premier Blaine Higgs says the threat is real. He says if New Brunswickers follow rules, businesses can continue to operate, all with the goal to keep the economy and everyday life as normal as possible.
We still need to keep the risk low, and we can do that by following all of the public health rules. And that makes us all cognizant about each other's and our own mannerisms and what we're doing out in public. Protecting healthcare system is important. We must ensure that our healthcare system does not become overloaded.
Back at St. Thomas University, online classes remain on the go, but in-person study groups are no more. Officials encourage meetings to move online, and masks are mandatory in all common areas. The rules are expected to continue for the rest of the semester. Erin Sousa, Stu Journalism, Fredericton.
Dumping day has been posed for this year's lobster fishermen in Yarmouth due to the oncoming storm.
Dumping day is on the horizon for Yarmouth lobster fishermen who are scrambling to prepare for the start of the season. COVID has caused anxiety around prices, with fishermen worried that Chinese and American buyers might not have the money for luxuries like lobster this year. The start of the season is the most important time of year, so tensions are high on the Overton Wharf. Fishermen make last-minute checks on their boat as a storm approaches on the horizon. With dumping day normally on the first Monday of December, the storm has caused the season to be postponed to Thursday.
Interested in improving your trivia skills? Well, Gimbro's Brewery can help. While still following COVID guidelines, they provide a place to enjoy local beer and pick up some knowledge. St. Thomas Journalism's Summer Arsenal has the story.
Every other Thursday night, Fredericton locals attend this craft brewery for a trivia night. 10 teams take part and sit socially distanced. The first round begins and teams quietly discuss their answers. Once each round is done, the teams send a picture of their sheet to the brewery's Facebook. Employee Reese Dixon serves beer during in-between breaks. Dixon is pleased with the ongoing support.
Unfortunately, during COVID, we did have to close our tap room, so we weren't able to have any trivia nights, but after a little bit, we started up again, and it's been great. We have sold out a few shows, and it's been awesome.
Masks are mandatory when leaving their tables or waiting in line for a drink or a refill. The questions continue, except this time a visual and audio round. It was time to guess what celebrity's smile was on the screen, and then guess what local artist was performing the song clips they played. Competitor Liam Breckenridge attends each trivia night to play with his family.
But I love trivia. I've always enjoyed playing with, I was on my high school team, and then whenever I'd go on a cruise or something, I'd always play trivia with all the old people.
For the final round, one member from each team had to stand up and raise their hand to answer the question. The top prize was $40 towards the brewery, and each team member won a piece of glassware. All teams cheered when their placings were announced. You can even bring your pup to join.
If you're a lover of craft beer and trivia, then this is an event for you. Keep up with upcoming events. This is Summer Arsenault reporting for Student Journalism.
With the possibility of Fredericton being in the orange phase during Christmas, people must find ways to still enjoy the spirit while not being able to see their family. I took a look into some activities to keep your spirits high while staying safe and healthy at home. With Fredericton going back into the orange phase and the end of the Atlantic bubble, this could mean the possibility of not seeing family for Christmas. If seeing family isn't an option this year, there are still many ways to keep the holiday spirit alive. Start by decorating your Christmas tree while dancing around to your favorite Christmas album. Then bake some cookies, either store-bought or a family recipe. Maybe video call with loved ones who you can't see right now and enjoy some tea and your freshly baked cookies. Wrap some presents and even participate in a socially distanced Secret Santa with your friends. They'll never guess who dropped it off at their doorstep. And lastly, cozy in and enjoy your favorite Christmas movie. Use the Christmas break as a time to stay productive, but also take time for yourself. Remember that everyone is in the same position and we are all keeping each other safe and healthy.
Every Wednesday afternoon, James Dunn Hall transforms into a COVID-friendly study space on campus. Organizers have also opened up classrooms to provide additional socially distanced study spaces. One classroom has a Pomodoro timer in it. After 25 minutes, the timer goes off to signal a 5-minute break. The idea is to stack small sessions on top of each other to avoid feeling overwhelmed. 4 Pomodoro sessions can make for a productive morning. In the student lounge, a student success coach is available for one-on-one sessions to encourage students on how to maintain motivation, productivity, and time management. University student Kaki Wong says it's worth checking out.
And it's also a great way to help you organize with your studies and just learn new study methods. I went with her last semester, I think, and she helped a lot. She's really great, actually.
Exercise classes such as dance and yoga are also available to students to help them unwind. Second-year student Perina Rivas teaches the dance class.
So we are hosting every Wednesday at 3 p.m. dance classes here at the gym at STU, and it's a pretty fun way to just like let go of stress, and it's free for students, so every time that they feel like they need something to relax, especially right now with the online classes and everything, they can just come here and have a great time and also do exercise.
Due to the recent change of going into the orange phase, midweek motivation has been canceled for the rest of the semester, but organizers hope to resume in the new year. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Jessica Johnson.
Christmas is around the corner and locals are ready to shop. With COVID-19 causing restrictions, annual Christmas markets look different this year. Morgan Bell has more on the COVID market experience.
On Thursday, Pickeroons Brewery hosted a Christmas night market. People were lined up to the street, eagerly waiting to shop. The building could only allow 50 guests at a time, causing the rest to wait in damp weather. Guests were screened upon entering and given instructions on how to proceed. The arrows were to be followed, distancing was encouraged, and masks were required. From 4 to 7, guests continued to pile into the brewery. However, vendors had little luck on sales. Connie Wheaton is an artist and owner of House of Art. She helped organize and monitor the event and feels COVID had an effect.
Sales are really low today. So normally I would have most of the stuff sold where people aren't touching anything. They're just kind of looking. They're feeling rushed because someone's behind them. So all of the vendors that I've talked to have said it's been a pretty tough night because everyone is on guard a little bit more.
Another vendor shared on how his sales were a lot lower than usual.
I know normally I will sell out of these things within, an hour sometimes at a market, right? So here we are all night long and we still got some left. So it definitely has affected things.
Vendors varied from artistic paintings, jewelry, clothing and winter accessories, soaps and bath accessories, and Christmas decor. During the market, alcohol was being served and able to be enjoyed in the seating area. Masks were allowed off when seated. Although sales may not have seemed up to par, many people came out to enjoy locally made items.
I came to the market tonight because I think it's important to support local during COVID and everything going on. And it's been pretty good so far. We did have to wait out in the rain, but it's going pretty quickly and stuff. And they have a pretty good flow going on, so it's been pretty good.
Although a pandemic has swept over the holidays, it's good to enjoy what you can while staying safe. This is Morgan Bell with St. Thomas Journalism.
Welcome to the world of Christmas markets. Yet another source of Christmas cheer comes from the Tweedside Road open house. Shannon Nickerson has the story.
Small businesses are up in the air this COVID Christmas as online shopping rises and shopping local is a safety risk. This small consignment store hosts a variety of locally sourced goods, and they're hoping to keep the community together with an open house event. Tweedside Road is holding their annual open house this Wednesday to Saturday. Special deals, treats, and a Christmas light show are on the list to help introduce some Christmas cheer to an otherwise very distanced holiday season.
I think people like the experience of coming in and seeing things in person. Yeah.
Despite it being early in the season, Tweedside Road has experienced a surge of customers.
People seem to be more prone to shop local.
Early shoppers seem bent on supporting the local community, despite fears from small business owners that patronage would plummet this Christmas season.
And I also think that people are shopping early because they have to mail, because a lot of people can't go and visit their family and friends, so they're sending things out in the mail, so they have to get things done early.
The early surge could very well be because of the need for early mailing, especially in the university town of Fredericton. Plenty of stranded students won't be able to return home for Christmas and will be sending gifts across the globe. Tweedside Road hopes to be a light to the community and urges Frederictonians to keep it local this year, for the sake of the town.
Small businesses are most in need right now due to COVID-19, and what's a better way to support them than during your holiday shopping? Stu reporter Summer Arsenault attended the annual Christmas market in Burton.
With holiday spirit in the air, a local farmers and artisan market hosted Christmas on the farm. Similar events had to cancel, but with health and safety guidelines, they stayed open. Whether you were looking for fresh dog treats, quilts, scrunchies, paintings, jewelry, or reindeer food, they had it all. Most of the items are homemade, homegrown, and local. They had 20 to 25 vendors, so many had to sell their crafts from a tent outside of the barn. Emily Durling owns Soul Star Aromatics, where she creates intuitively blended essential oils.
I'm an energy worker in an intuitive channel, so all of the oils that I make are actually very much aligned and attuned to specific energies.
Durling recommends specific oil mixtures to individuals depending on their energy. In the outdoor portion, there were also glass ornaments, gifts for children, festive woodwork, and a heater to keep you warm. Although the summer market survived the pandemic, owner Miriam Lebinsky feared if this weekend would be possible. Herself and partner Jill Ward were pleased with the ongoing support from locals.
It's been such a huge success this weekend after all of the craziness going on. We were unsure if it was going to be a go or not, and actually people came out to enjoy, so it's been a lot of fun.
It was an ideal place to purchase gifts, speak with vendors about their business, and support local at the same time. The festive environment was also a treat. And on your way out, you could enjoy the view or pet some horses. This is Summer Arsenault reporting for Stu Journalism.
Woodstock's bustling uptown, full of businesses both big and small, came alive with holiday cheers. Woodstock's Uptown Kickoff the Christmas was in full swing. Local uptown businesses all gathered in a parking lot of a local reps, with various products and exclusive deals to mark the holidays. A photographer was on site for photos, and Santa Claus himself made an appearance. Everything from handcrafted goods, hot food, and a selection of Christmas trees to choose from. A live Facebook stream allowed those who couldn't make it to join in on the fun, competing in a raffle for prizes. Local business owner Michelle Parkington organized the event and brought everyone together.
I wanted to offer that opportunity for everyone uptown. They do a lot for the downtown area, but they don't always, support the uptown. So we wanted to get everyone involved uptown who own a locally owned business and get them out for Midnight Madness.
Local businesses have supported the kickoff wholeheartedly. It's a win-win. They get to promote their business while taking part in the festivities. Local craft business owner Caitlin Heyman met many new customers for her custom designs.
Local people finding out that we can do all sorts of custom stuff is really good for our business, because then they'll contact us looking for different things.
The kickoff was both a fun way to start off the holidays and a great promotion for uptown business. Its success ensures this will be one tradition that's here to stay. Reporting from Woodstock, Declan Ryan, St. Thomas Journalism.
COVID-19 has affected many families and businesses. With Christmas around the corner, Ecuadorians share how they will be spending their holidays and celebrating their traditions with the new normal, hopeful to see their families once again. In Quito, Ecuador, many families have decided to keep their reunions for the holidays small. The Beckler's family had a tough year since their catering and service family business was hugely affected by the pandemic. They lost 80% of their sales. Regardless of this huge loss, they are hopeful to see their kids and grandchildren during the holidays. Doris family is getting ready with ingredients to make cookies for all their family. It's just tradition. The novena, a 9-day religious tradition to thank God for all the year's blessings, won't be celebrated by many families this year. Holidays are almost here, and many Ecuadorians wonder if they will get to see their loved ones. They are hopeful that they will be able to celebrate their traditions.
The Student Hunger Program, funded by the Fredericton Community Kitchen, helps to serve lunch to 15 schools and provides 250 to 300 lunches to kids in need every day. Grace Hickey spoke with the Executive Director of Fredericton Community Kitchens, as well as the Student Hunger Program Coordinator, to find out more about the program.
On average, the Student Hunger Program is responsible for providing over 70,000 lunches to students across the city and nearly 3,100 backpacks annually. Cassandra Blackmore is the Executive Director of Fredericton Community Kitchens and finds her work with the program to be very rewarding.
There's nothing like using your skills and talents and coming home at the end of the day and knowing that you helped feed hungry people.
Blackmore had just come on as the Executive Director when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and ensuring that students continue to receive support when the schools were closed was her main goal. Thanks to the support of their school partners, Blackmore said that they were able to begin a pantry delivery program, which helped to provide groceries for over 180 families from March to mid-August.
It was awesome to see how much support there was in the community to make this happen. We absolutely could not have made it work without all those volunteers.
Among those who made this program possible is Mary Johnston, who is happy to be back to her usual operations, although she hopes that their summer program will continue on after the pandemic.
Previous years we tried to do things like that and it wasn't as big or didn't get to as many families as we would have hoped. But yeah, COVID really made us realize that what we can be capable of with help from others.
During these challenging and uncertain times, Mary and Cassandra work tirelessly to ensure that food is not a concern for students and their families. This has been Grace Hickey reporting for St. Thomas Journalism.
That's it for this week's Basement Files. If you want to see more, head to stewfiles.ca. For St. Thomas Journalism, I'm Shannon Nickerson.
I'm Jessica Saunier.
And I'm Mariana Calvachi. Thanks for watching.